Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from CES 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Markus Reichling, Head of Circular Economy at Panasonic, to discuss what the circular economy is and what it means for companies as they transition their business models to the circular economy. Markus, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you.
In a nutshell, what does the circular economy mean and why can it be seen as the future market trend?
Well, circular economy describes an economic system aiming for the most efficient use of material resources along their life cycle, basically. And unfortunately, it's often misinterpreted as material recycling, but in fact, it's much, much more. So circular economy is focusing on a modular product design, so really for circularity, allowing extended repairs of products, allowing a durable longevity of the product. We talk about reusing, sharing products effectively, upgrading products, so not just throwing it away, but using it again and again, so to make the most efficient use of that materials. And all these different measures pay into the circular economy concept. Is it a trend? Yes, definitely. I think we can see it starting from consumers, especially in the Gen Z. People who are asking not anymore, I want to own my product, but I want to use it. Definitely they will challenge us more and more in the future on that. And there's another background for that, because basically we have no other choice than becoming more resource efficient with what we're doing. We have seen that at the pandemic when some shortages came up of supply chains, production was interrupted, so we couldn't produce actually more. And that may happen in the future more and more because there won't be enough material resources for that. So countries like China have started limiting the export of certain substances, which will definitely affect our business. So we have to learn how to do business with much less resources.
What does it effectively mean for companies to transition their business towards circular business models?
It's a real challenge because, as I said, doing the same or doing more business with less materials, with less production, means we have to undergo a drastic transformation process. So we have to try to provide the products to the customer in a circular way. Today, we are used to produce and sell, and that's it. So this is the linear model. The circular model means we should give the product to the customer expecting that he brings it back to us. We use it again for another sales or even sharing it. We try to repair, we try to upgrade it maybe for the same customer. It also means we have to establish a new relationship to the customer. That's also some kind of circularity in the relationship. And effectively, that's an impact on all the different functions in the companies who are operating the business. So affecting from design, production, planning, marketing, a different way of approaching the customer, after sales service. So there are a couple of activities that really need to be changed to do the business in a much more circular way, allowing a new way of placing the product into the market.
Let's talk about an example then. What actions is Panasonic taking across its products and the value chain to become more circular in its business operations?
There are quite a lot of actions that we are trying to explore now, how to do that in a successful way, and we have we are showing a couple of examples here at our booth at CES. Let me start maybe with a modular design of products, so that, for instance, we have a product where we have one base model and different attachments to that, so that you, instead of having a toothbrush or a shaver or some other devices separately, you all have it in one device and you just exchange the attachments. So that's more resource efficient, for instance. We also show the example of TV refurbishment, which we have started as a regular business also in Japan now. So getting back used devices, really refurbish them, we call it even recrafting them, giving it a higher value and bring it back as a used product to the market. Probably approaching to different customer groups, but that's another idea, how to use the same device again in a different way. More examples are like changing to eco-packaging, designing product with much less material, or using recycled material in our product. And effectively, Panasonic is a big actor in the recycling business, so we're collecting products, recycling, and using it again for our production.
How do you see the circular economy being addressed in general at CES?
Well, unfortunately not good enough. Only a very few companies who really explain that topic and raise it as a challenge and business issue for them. There are not even a handful which I have seen so far. Nevertheless, it shows that there is still a gap of understanding on one hand side from producer side. So I think probably several haven't really understood the challenge that we have ahead of us and business risk. And on the other side, also probably from customer side and the consumer side, who are not aware of that. So if they would ask for more, definitely the companies would explain more about it. But that's a learning curve for us. We need as an industry to explain better to the consumers what it means and what will change in the future and how we supply maybe products to them in a different way. So while it is maybe a pity not to see more, it's also an important message for us to explain it more. And let's say definitely occasions like today and here, talking about that, trying to explain what is circular economy for the entire life of the people in the future, how they should maybe behave and trade their their consumer behaviors. That's an opportunity that I would rather see.
Is there a difference between sustainability and circular economy, or is sustainability part of the circular economic model?
It's the opposite. So sustainability is the big wide range, going for, well, let's say socially, environmentally, economically successful business. And circular economy is one of the parts of it. We have different challenges, environmental challenges like global warming, resource depletion, loss of biodiversity, and effectively circular economy is the solution, particularly for decarbonizing products. If you use less, we also have lower carbon footprint, but also especially for saving the resources and become more resource efficient.
All right, Markus, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.